Nobody likes you, Kerrigan. Nobody cares about you, okay? Oh, when Artanis fights all the dudes or whatever? For the remaster game, they're updating all the cinematics? Oh, shit. That might be, like, really fucking sick. It makes me sad. It makes me really sad. Are we gonna do? I'll do it. I promise I'll do it. Especially if Brood War Remastered comes out, I'll play through the Starcraft campaign. I can go through the Starcraft campaign. Like, it was so good. I think it even. We'll go through the aging of it.
King cinematic is probably the best one I've seen. It's gorgeous.
We'll go through it, dude. Even if I don't like ladder or whatever. Like, the Brood War story was so good, dude. Oh my god, the Brood War story was so good. It left you wanting so much, dude. It left you wanting so much. You wanted to learn about the hybrids. You wanted to learn about everything. But then, like, oh god, everything got so fucking butchered. Oh, our poor little Zergies, dude. Were hybrids even in Brood War? Yes, they were hinted at. I think, was it mission 6, 7, or 8? It might have been mission 8 of the Protoss campaign. I don't think there were 10 missions, were there? Of the Protoss campaign, if you beat the mission in a certain time limit, then you unlocked a bonus level where you started to learn about the hybrids, and it was really, really, really interesting. But it was butchered. And the hybrids are just so lame in StarCraft 2. Like, they're not cool at all. Like, you don't care about them anymore, I don't think. They just become like a huge meme. Oh, is it the second to last mission of the Zerg one? Why am I saying Protoss? Maybe because you play a Protoss hero? I remember. And in Brood War, the Forerunner, the Xel'Naga in Brood War, the Xel'Naga are so cool. You want to learn so much about them. Halo actually has a lot of crossover with StarCraft. I don't know if that's intentional or not, or I guess probably with Warhammer, because doesn't StarCraft borrow a lot from Warhammer? But like the Forerunner / Xel'Naga or whatever would be the stand-in for Brood War. You want to learn so much about the Xel'Naga because they seem so cool. But then in StarCraft 2, they just seem like really shit. I don't know. Wait, what? I think there's a lot of analogs. You don't think so? I think there's a lot of analogs. It's gotta be. It can't be. It can't be totally intentional. In StarCraft Brood War, you've got the humans, which are kind of the middle ground, caught in a conflict, right? So the humans begin to expand in the world. They send a bunch of criminals off to start colonies. They start to expand in worlds. Eventually, some Zerg shit show up and start taking over planets, and it's really scary. And then a big mystery alien race shows up and starts glassing, blowing up, or plasmaing entire planets, right? When the Protoss are doing it, I think the Protoss are originally just doing it because they want to destroy Earth, but also humans are at the very edge of their psionic potential, and people like ghosts represent the next evolution of humankind, right? Ghosts are like the superhumans. They're very, very important, or they were in Brood War. I guess we don't give a fuck about anyone Starcraft 2. But that was like and then you had like the Zerg, which was this replicating master race controlled by the Overmind, which was like genetic perfection or whatever, and they assimilate creatures, shit, right? And then in Halo, there was a ton of crossovers with that. So instead of the Xel'Naga that created these mysterious artifacts and beings, you had the Forerunner, which created like the rings and all of the weird technology. And then was the Flood? I think the Flood were created by the Forerunner, and eventually the Flood overtook and killed the Forerunner, right? So the Xel'Naga created the Protoss, who eventually bullied off the Xel'Naga, and I think they also tried to create the Zerg. I don't remember if the Zerg turned into the Forerunner too. But you've got like the Covenant, which are like the very official aliens. They have their own religion and shit, kind of like the Protoss that have the Templar and all of their own religion and very formal shit. You have the Covenant. In the Halo side, you've got the Flood, which are like these alien, monstery kind of creatures that just want to eat and destroy everything, who are controlled by their weird grave mind, kind of like the Zerg, which are like the big Flood guys that eat and consume everything, right? There's a ton, like, you got to see it, right? There's like tons and tons and tons of crossover, you know? The Forerunner didn't create the Flood. The Forerunners created the Halos to kill the Flood. The Forerunners created the Halos so that they could destroy all life in the whatever to stop the spread of the Flood. But I thought the Forerunners also created the Flood, didn't they? Maybe they didn't, but regardless, like, there's a ton of crossover, right? The Flood was from another galaxy, like a parasite infesting and killing everything. The Foreigners had a long-standing war against them. Oh, I only played Halo up to Halo 2 or Halo 3, so I don't know like what the I don't know like what happened. The Flood, designated as by the Forerunners, are referred to as a parasite infection by the Covenant. A species of highly virulent parasitic organisms that reproduce and grow. The Flood was responsible for consuming most of the sentient life forms of the galaxy, including the vast majority of Forerunners. Oh yeah, and see, like the Forerunners were killed, kind of like how I think the Zerg, I think the Overmind, when he became self-aware, he like kind of like AI, he turned on yeah. Much like Starcraft, later Halo games totally butt fuck the lore. Oh, and like Spartans were like almost like I don't want to say the next step in human evolution, but went through really brutal training to become like more than human, like almost superhuman. The Spartans were kind of similar to Ghosts a little bit, but not really. Oh fuck, Halo 1 was the greatest FPS ever made in terms of like single player campaign. Halo 1 was easily the well, maybe not easily, but definitely like top 2, maybe top 3, probably top 2 though. Spartans were taken at birth just like ghosts were. Yep, Spartans were taken at birth. First, they were. I know this because I read the Halo books. I'm such a loser. No, I wasn't. I really enjoyed the Halo books actually. But yeah. Hey, what's up? We're talking about Halo.
Hey man, I mean, this amazing conversation we had, like, was really cool that you went out with all those
Listen.
symbols.
So I thought about going, and then
You thought about
I had
going.
explosive diarrhea. I
If
didn't
you
want to tell my stream.
commit
I
to
had
something,
explosive.
that was. I'm not going.
Well, that's what the hint was. Do you have autism? No, I'm
No,
just
I
kidding.
think you do.
Yeah, I might. Okay, listen, just kill it. Just chill. Okay.
What about Halo?
Did you ever read the Halo books? Oh, okay. Sorry, we were just doing a quick comparison. So the Spartans. Oh, here, maybe you didn't know this. The Spartans, like Master Chief, there were multiple of them. I don't know if this is
Yeah.
revealed later on, but in the books, they were taken at birth. First, they get put. I think first they go through really extreme training from birth. Or not, maybe not from birth. No, I think they were young children that were adopted. They go through very extreme training, and then at some point in their training, they're put through very rigorous biological modification, where they do things like strengthen their bone, make them stronger, whatnot. So a lot of them die during this process. Some of them become like crippled and end up working like an intelligence analysis, and then some of them survive and come out like John, Master Chief, right at the end. And that's kind of
He's
similar.
like the best, right?
I don't think that's established that John is like the best Spartan. I think by the time Halo 1 happens, I think most or all of the other Spartans were dead. I think. Oh yeah, kind of like The Witcher. Oh yeah, and they were kidnapped pretty much. Yeah.
Destiny,
Um,
why didn't you stay at the TSM house instead?
What do you say?
why didn't you stay at the TSM house instead?
Good
Um,
question.
he John is the one with the most luck, maybe. John is the last Spartan 3. I think John might be the last Spartan. And then because I think they all die on what's it called, like Return to Reach, or it's the one where they fly to the alien world to fight. I don't know if I read the third book. I think I did. Oh, it's been so long. Um, but oh yeah, and then ghosts in StarCraft. I think ghosts were taken at either birth or really young age, children that showed psionic potential. And this is really disappointing because in Brood War, so in Brood War, humans are kind of like they're Tolkien humans in Brood War, right? Where they are mediocre at everything, right? It's like the classic Tolkien stereotype, where humans just have really good hearts and they're brave, or some gay shit, stupid shit. Sorry, and that's it. Like, but so that means that the humans physically weren't really able to compete with the Protoss, who were geniuses. It's not like humans had technology. Humans just had like were very resisting. Oh God, tenacious, resilience. Yeah, yeah. Humans had resilience and tenacity, right? And were somewhat intelligent, but Protoss had the smarts. Were very intelligent and figured out way more. And Zerg had the biological means. They were very, very, very powerful. The Zergs were biologically bordering perfection, right? Which is what the Overmind was seeking.
They could
But
also evolve too,
yeah,
which
um,
is that's a huge deal.
yeah, but in Brood War, in the literature, ghosts were supposed to be the next step in human evolution. That was supposed to be a big deal. That's why the Protoss were taking such. Oh fuck! I'm trying to remember these books I read. The reason why the Protoss started glassing human worlds and why the Zerg was going after the humans is because I think the Overmind. This is why the Overmind captured Kerrigan, was because the Overmind knew that ghosts were the next step of evolution for like species in the galaxy, and the Overmind wanted to assimilate humans into its genetic strain to capture that psionic potential from the ghosts. And the Protoss recognized this, and that's why the Protoss were destroying these worlds, and why the humans got caught up in fighting the Protoss as well, because the Protoss didn't want the Zerg to capture them. I'm pretty sure, right? But but the yeah, but that whole storyline with the ghost was completely dropped. They like totally like ignored that, I guess, and didn't care about it anymore. And somehow it got changed from like ghosts being really important to like Kerrigan was really important or some stupid bullshit. Like yeah, I don't know. But like in Brood War, ghosts in general were a really big deal. They were supposed to represent the next level of what humanity was capable of, the evolution of humans into something greater than what humans were. But then but then in StarCraft 2, everything interesting got retconned, and apparently only Kerrigan was special or some bullshit. And like, yeah, I don't know. They tried to do something with Nova. I didn't play those Nova things, but